Tonight, only on Fox, some childhood memories are so vivid you remember them perfectly. But what if those memories are wrong?
Well, hello, Gingles and Goblins, and welcome back to the channel. Today's spooky adventure, we're going to talk about the Mandela Effect. And not just the typical Mandela Effect, with the Monopoly Man, and all of the Mandela effects that everyone always talks about. No. Today, since this is a spooky channel, we're going to talk about Halloween Mandela Effects. That's right, Halloween has its fair share of Mandela Effects, just like everything else now. That's right, in today's video, we're going to talk about everything from movies, specifically horror movies that have Mandela Effects, and Halloween candy, and so much more that's associated with the spookiest day of the year. So, how can the Mandela Effect make Halloween even spookier than it already is? Well, there's only one way to find out, and that's to join me, if you dare.
I got a black heart, it's a new start. Welcome to the spooky club. I got a black heart, it's a new start. Welcome to the spooky club. Take that! Join the spooky club.
Have a safe and happy Halloween.
Okay, so obviously, you know what the Mandela Effect is. Named after, of course, Nelson Mandela. A lot of people thought that Nelson Mandela had passed away, when in reality, he was still alive. So, that's where the term Mandela Effect comes from. Now, the Mandela Effect has exploded into popularity in recent years. Now, if you're not familiar with what the Mandela Effect is, it's basically where a group of people all have the same memories, but in reality, our memories are just that. They're memories and they're not factual. How can so many people have the same memory, but it not be facts? Well, that's exactly what sums up the Mandela Effect. So in today's video, we're going to get into some of the Halloween Mandela Effects. First up, we've got to go back to the original Gremlins movie. That's right, the Gremlins movie. Now, we're not going to talk about Gizmo here. No, in this one, we're going to talk about Stripe. At least that was his name, right? Was it Stripe? Or was it Spike? Well, contrary to what a lot of people believe, because of his outwardly punk rock looking appearance, a lot of people believe that his name was Spike. Did you think his name was Spike? I'll give you a few minutes to think about it. No? Okay. It was not Spike. In fact, his name was Stripe. But I can see why a lot of people would think that his name was Spike, seeing that he definitely had a punk rock vibe with his appearance. So, sound off in the comments below if you remember his name being Stripe, or if you were like so many more of us and you thought that his name was Spike.
It's fun to care for Gizmo, imagine he's your pet. It's fun to care for Gizmo and never getting wet. You can make sure to keep him out of the light and never feed him after midnight. Yes or never, it's fun to care for Gizmo, he's a lovable pet.
I'll take care of you, Gizmo.
He's a lovable pet.
Next up, we've got to go to Frankenstein. That's right, the good old classic Universal Monsters, Frankenstein. You can't have Halloween without the classic monsters. We're talking about Frankenstein, Dracula, the Wolfman. All of those are the founding fathers of spooky horror movies. But did you know that Frankenstein was not the monster's name? In fact, many people always believed that the monster was named Frankenstein. But in reality, it was Dr. Frankenstein, and that was Frankenstein's monster. I believe the title of the movie Frankenstein was misleading, since Frankenstein's monster was the main character of the film. So you can see why a lot of people got it confused and thought that the monster's name was Frankenstein, when in fact it was Dr. Frankenstein, and that was Frankenstein's monster.
Igor, go and get me what I crave.
Evening, Igor.
If you want a better orange soda, made with more natural orange flavor than ever before, try Shasta. It's got the bright color, the sweet smell, and the great taste of oranges. Shasta, it's the orange soda that can make anybody happy.
Next up, we're going to go to a Halloween classic, and that is the 1978 John Carpenter classic, Halloween, which gave us our first introduction to Michael Myers and Laurie Strode. Now, if you follow the movie franchise, you know that Michael and Laurie were brother and sister. Now, a lot of people get it confused. They think that backstory stating that Michael was Laurie's brother was originally documented in the 1978. A lot of other people think that it was documented in Halloween 2. However, you would be right if you thought that it was first documented in the 1978 classic. However, it was not in the one that was released in theaters in 1978. It's confirmed that Michael was Laurie's brother in the 1981 NBC broadcast Halloween, when on the wall at Smith's Grove Sanitarium there was the word sister written on the wall. And then in Halloween 2, it was later confirmed when Dr. Loomis was riding down the road.
Halloween, the night he came home, when the deepest fears are made real, when the darkest nightmares come true, when the most courageous soul cowers in the face of evil. First time on TV, a modern horror classic from John Carpenter. Parental discretion advised. This film contains elements of shock and suspense. And now, Halloween, you won't be watching it alone.
Now, if we're going to talk about Halloween, you can't have Halloween without jack-o'-lanterns and candy for trick-or-treating. And in this one specifically, we're going to touch base on a Halloween staple, that being KitKat. KitKat has been a Halloween tradition for trick-or-treaters and everyone from Generation X to Millennials to Gen Z to Gen Y. KitKat has been there for every spooky season. But was it always KitKat the way we know it now? Or at one time, did KitKat have a dash in between? Was it Kit-Kat? Or was it always just KitKat, one word? Well, if you're like me, always remember the little dash in between, but in reality, it has always been just KitKat. So sound off in the comments below if you remember it one way, or if you remember it always being the way it is now. It's definitely a treat when you get a KitKat, but this is definitely a trick on your mind.
KitKat bar?
Can I have a piece? Me too. Sure.
Cindy, what's going on in there?
Nothing.
So next up, we're going to go with Interview with a Vampire. That's right, everybody knows the movie Interview with a Vampire. But was the title Interview with a Vampire or Interview with the Vampire? I'll give you a few minutes to think about that also. Now, this was a huge movie back in the day. There was also a book about it, and when the vampire craze was at its peak, Interview with a Vampire or the Vampire was one of the biggest movies out there. So which was it? Was it Interview with a Vampire or Interview with the Vampire? Now, Interview with a Vampire seems to roll off of your tongue a whole lot easier, but in reality, it was not. It was in fact called Interview with the Vampire. Now, that one to me just does not seem to roll off of the tongue as good as Interview with a Vampire. But in actuality, it was Interview with the Vampire.
Of night, near the realm of the living and that of the dead, live those somewhere in between.
Now, who will we get to finish your dressing?
You give her to me, Louie!
I cannot!
Join us for the exclusive
Claudia, what have we told you?
That ran the house.
Interview with the Vampire. Premieres Saturday, December 2nd.
The Salem witch trials. That's right, we've got to go all the way back to the 1600s for this. Salem witch trials. Now, so many people led to believe from Hollywood, motion pictures, cartoons, that the witches in Salem, Massachusetts were all either drowned or burned at the stake. It even seems like back in school we were taught that the witches were either drowned or burned at the stake. Is that how you remember it? Well, reality, again, that's not factual. As a matter of fact, most of the witches, all but a few, were actually hanged.
At the end of every rainbow, Smarties you will find, but the wicked witch will stop you and ruin your magical ride.
Aha! I'll get those children. I'll ruin their Smarties fun. I'll be the only one.
Your milk chocolate Smarties are what she wants today, but hip hooray, she's got it wrong and tapped herself away. Now you found your pot of gold, there's Smarties everywhere. At the end of every rainbow, there's fun for all to share.
And the last Halloween Mandela Effect brings us back to one more motion picture, that being 2004's Saw. Now, Saw has had many installments since then, but one thing has always remained, and that is the line, "Do you want to play a game?" Or was that the line? Seems like to me, and I've watched every Saw movie, I always thought the line was, "Do you want to play a game?" But in reality, it's not. Jigsaw says, "I want to play a game." Now, which way do you remember it? Do you remember it being, "Do you want to play a game?" or "I want to play a game"? I thought for sure, and I've seen them all, like I mentioned, it was, "Do you want to play a game?" But in reality, it's not. He said, "I want to play a game." He didn't give them a choice asking, "Do you want to play a game?" He just stated that he wanted to play a game. Sound off in the comments below and let me know which way you remember.
It's Valentine's Day.
Let the game begin.
Give the gift that will make your heart stop.
Down on your knees!
Saw 2 on DVD February 14th.
Happy Halloween from WLFL TV 22, your Fox station in Raleigh, Durham, and Fayetteville.
Well, there you go. The spookiest night of the year definitely has its share of Mandela effects. These are definitely all tricks and no treats on your mind and your memory. So, sound off in the comments below and let me know how many of these are tricking up your mind right now. And if you like tricks and treats and everything spooky and sweet, I guess that makes sense somewhat. But anyway, I do all things spooky, holiday related, and retro related here on this channel. So if you're new here and you like this type of content, how about slashing that subscribe button and joining the club? And I will be doing more Mandela effects, from everything from horror movies to standard Mandela effects. All of that stuff will be here on this channel. So until next time, I'll see you on the dark side.
I got a black heart, it's a new start. Welcome to the spooky club. I got a black heart, it's a new start. Welcome to the spooky club. Take that! Join the spooky club.